What if a nation of more than 30 million people spread across 4 different countries had its own language, culture, and identity, but no country of its own? This is the paradox of Kurdistan, a homeland that exists in the hearts and history of its people, but not on the map of recognized nations. What is Kurdistan, and why isn't it a country? Kurdistan is often described as the largest nation without a state. It is not a single country, but rather a vast region spread across southeastern Turkey, northern Iraq, western Iran, and northern Syria. Here, the Kurdish people, known simply as the Kurds, have lived for thousands of years. But unlike other groups in the Middle East who formed modern states in the 20th century, the Kurds remain divided, without a country of their own. To understand why, we first need to explore the geography and identity of Kurdistan. Kurdistan is a land of mountains. The Zagros and Taurus mountain ranges dominate the region, giving the Kurds both a natural fortress and an enduring symbol of resilience. The name Kurdistan itself means land of the Kurds. While exact borders vary depending on who you ask, the region covers an area larger than many European countries, about 190,000 square miles. It spans southeastern Turkey, or northern Kurdistan, northern Iraq, or southern Kurdistan, western Iran, or eastern Kurdistan, northern Syria, known as Rojava, or western Kurdistan. The region is rich in natural resources, especially oil in northern Iraq and fertile land along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. But this wealth has also made Kurdistan a center of competition and conflict. Who are the Kurds? They are an Indo-European ethnic group with their own language, culture, and traditions. The Kurdish language is divided into several dialects, the most widely spoken being Kurmanji and Sorani. Kurds share cultural ties with Persians, Turks, and Arabs that maintain a unique identity. Music, dance, colorful clothing, and oral storytelling are central to Kurdish culture. Many Kurds are Sunni Muslims, though there are also Kurdish Shia, Christians, Yazidis, and others, reflecting the region's diversity. Despite being spread across several countries, the Kurdish people have a strong sense of unity, rooted in a shared history and homeland. The story of the Kurds stretches back thousands of years. Ancient sources mention mountain peoples living in the region as far back as the Assyrians and Medes. Some historians connect the Kurds to the Medes, who helped topple the Assyrian Empire in the 7th century BCE. Throughout history, the mountains of Kurdistan provided refuge and a degree of independence. Empires rose and fell around them, Persian, Roman, Ottoman, but the Kurds often maintained local control in their rugged terrain. For centuries, much of Kurdistan was part of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans allowed Kurdish tribes and leaders a degree of self-rule, as long as they paid taxes and pledged loyalty to the Sultan. This arrangement kept the Kurds semi-autonomous, but also divided, since there was no single Kurdish kingdom or state. By the 19th century, nationalist movements spread across the world. Greeks, Serbs, and Arabs sought independence. The Kurds, too, began to imagine a unified homeland. The turning point came with World War I. The collapse of the Ottoman Empire gave many peoples a chance to form new nations. In 1920, the Treaty of Sèvres, the post-war settlement, actually promised the Kurds the possibility of their own state. For the first time, Kurdistan seemed within reach. But the dream was short-lived. 3 years later, in 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne replaced Sèvres. This treaty redrew the borders of the modern Middle East. Turkey emerged as a new republic. Iraq and Syria came under British and French control, and Iran retained its Kurdish territories. The Kurds were left out. Instead of a state, Kurdistan was divided among 4 countries. The promises of independence vanished, replaced by decades of division, repression, and resistance. Today, Kurdistan remains split across national borders. But in each part of Kurdistan, the Kurdish people have carved out different paths. Turkey, northern Kurdistan. In southeastern Turkey, Kurds make up about 15 to 20% of the population. For decades, Kurdish identity was suppressed, language banned, culture restricted. Armed conflict between the Turkish state and Kurdish groups like the PKK has claimed tens of thousands of lives. While some rights have been restored, tensions remain high. Iraq, southern Kurdistan. In Iraq, the Kurds have achieved the greatest autonomy. After years of persecution under Saddam Hussein, including the horrific chemical attack on Halabja in 1988, the Kurds established the Kurdistan Regional Government, or KRG. Today, Iraqi Kurdistan has its own parliament, military forces called Peshmerga, and even international airports. It functions almost like an independent country, though officially it remains part of Iraq. Syria, western Kurdistan. In Syria, Kurdish regions declared autonomy during the civil war, forming self-governing Rojava. Their experiment in local democracy and gender equality has gained international attention, but remains politically fragile, threatened by both Turkey and the Syrian government. Iran, eastern Kurdistan. In Iran, Kurds face heavy restrictions, protests are often crushed, and Kurdish political movements are tightly controlled. Still, Kurdish culture remains strong, especially in the mountainous western provinces. So why doesn't Kurdistan exist as a country today? The answer lies in geopolitics. First, the region's oil and resources make it too valuable for Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and Syria to give up territory. Second, each of these countries fears that allowing Kurdish independence would encourage separatism within their own borders. Third, global powers, while sympathetic at times, have been reluctant to challenge the existing order in the Middle East. In short, Kurdistan's independence threatens too many interests, leaving the Kurds trapped in a political puzzle. This has given rise to what is often called the Kurdish question: how to recognize the rights of the Kurds without redrawing the map of the Middle East. For the Kurds, it has meant decades of uprisings, crackdowns, cultural suppression, and at times, genocide. But it has also meant perseverance, community, and the survival of a unique identity. Despite lacking a state, the Kurds have gained global recognition in other ways. Kurdish fighters were key allies in the battle against ISIS. The Kurdish diaspora, spread across Europe, the United States, and beyond, advocates for Kurdish rights worldwide. Kurdish music, cinema, and literature are increasingly known on the world stage. Kurdistan is more than a place, it is an idea. A homeland carried in memory, expressed in culture, and defended in struggle. It is a reminder that nations do not always match the lines drawn on maps. The dream of an independent Kurdistan is alive. But for now, it remains a nation without a state, caught between history, hope, and geopolitics. Thanks for watching. If you found this story of Kurdistan insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us every Monday and Thursday as we uncover the hidden history behind the world's most fascinating places.